Good morning, sweetie. Yeah, don't listen to me on 1.5. I wouldn't even want to do that. Holy smokes. Hope you're doing good. I'm going to play some Geo Chant for a minute. An interesting place, the Vatican. Nicaragua. Let's see here. Austria. Montenegro. Isn't that over here somewhere? The hell is Montenegro? I'm pretty sure it's one of these. It's right next to it. Daniel Berry, good morning. Grateful, good morning. 24 and still a little dark in western Colorado. Yep, completely dark here. Is that the Godfather music in the background? No. Although I guess it does kind of have it's a remix of Like a Prayer. Cure Body. You know better than that, sweetie. We don't play the Godfather over here. Oh, that song. It's the most overplayed song on earth, The Godfather. Enough with The Godfather. Why can't we play whoever is the musician of the day or the actor that we're talking about for the day? Why can't we play a clip of that during the halftime show? Oh, no, it's got to be The Godfather every day. The Godfather. All right, let me get out of GeoChamp because I can't remember where Kiribati is. It's funny how fast you lose once you haven't been to those places. I've never been to any of those places, so I know where they're at when I play the game, and then I don't play it for a week, and whew, it's gone. It's gone out of my memory. Kiribati, no fucking clue. Stony Tony, what's going down? Yeah, The Godfather, The Godfather. What do we got? Turning Point, USA. These dirty, dirty motherfuckers, I tell you what. Everybody's making a big deal about Bad Bunny and the halftime show because apparently he wears a dress or has worn a dress and he doesn't speak English. But if you look at Turning Point USA and what they represent, yeah, what's up, Stoney? You already know. What Turning Point USA represents is, basically genocide, murder, assassination, taking over companies, hostile takeovers, secretly pushing the gay agenda, basically destroying America from the core. I mean, so I'm not exactly sure which one you want to go with. Patty, hello. How are you? I mean, just a quick question. Does anybody, I know everybody's heard about this, but I just want to find out how big of a psychological operation this is. Okay. Does anybody know, without looking at Google, how to watch the Turning Point USA halftime show? Does anybody know where to go to watch it? I'm just curious. Arlene, hello. Because we know, the Super Bowl is going to be on. I don't even know what channel it's going to be on, but it's going to be on TV. The flavor weed of the day is birthday cake gelato. Oh, nice. That definitely sounds like a strong indica. I bought some weed yesterday. I haven't even opened it up yet. It's called Chrome Dome by my favorite company, Fire Bros. And it's an indica, but I'm a sativa guy. But they just came out with this one like last week, and they charge more for it than any of their other ones. So I had to buy it just because I had to see what the hype was about. But I just got to find the right time to smoke it. But it looks freaking fire. And it smells great too. I'm kind of afraid to smoke it. Chrome Dome by Fire Bros. It's sorry, we're talking about weed. Lemon heads crossed with eye candy. And it's got a chrome lid, Chrome Dome. Indica couch, you already know, Patty. I'm an indica guy. I'm hyper. Sativa makes me tired. Yeah, see, it's it's weird. Some people it has the opposite effect on them. So does anybody know where to watch the Turning Point USA halftime show? Right off the top of their head, they're already planning on it. Like, are you thinking to yourself, I can't wait to watch the halftime show with Kid Rock? I mean, I'm just going to guess the answer is no. Because Sweet Tea said Rumble, and that is correct. I'm just curious, Grateful, like if anybody knows where to watch it at. Because they're making a big deal about Bad Bunny wearing a dress, and he doesn't speak English in his songs. And so if you're an American, according to Turning Point USA and Kid Rock, if you're an American, you should be watching their halftime show. So, and Donald Trump himself said that he won't be watching Bad Bunny, that he'll be watching the Turning Point show. Sweet Tea says she'd rather watch Kid Rock than Bad Bunny, and that's fair. Sweet Tea, no offense, I just think he's a tool. Totally agree with that. I think he's a tool too. Although I also agree that I'd rather watch Kid Rock than Bad Bunny, but there's a whole bigger picture here. Because I don't know why Kid Rock decided to affiliate himself with Turning Point USA. I guess they maybe saved his career and gave him a bunch of money. Because does anybody even go to Kid Rock? I don't even know if he tours anymore. I mean, I haven't seen him around here. I don't know if I ever have seen him around here, actually. I may watch neither, but if I do, it'll be Kid Rock. I won't watch either, says Grateful. Right, these are our choices, says Patty. It's kind of like our choices for Republican, Democrat. Would you like this pile of crap, or would you like this pile of crap? Which, and it's not that Kid Rock's crap, or Bad Bunny's crap, because I'm not judging either one of them. I mean, Kid Rock is definitely past his prime, but I'm just trying to look at it from, like a bigger picture, like what's really going on here. Because you guys know how I feel about Turning Point USA. I mean, they are a genocidal, murderous, satanic, pedophilic organization. And I mean, the more you dig into that, it's not even funny how much weird shit and pedophilia and all that stuff is involved in that, even in their church and with their pastors and stuff. Not to mention Charlie Kirk and taking over, his company, trying to speak for him and sell their merch. And His wife is literally the fucking, devil. You want me to do a halftime show, Tony? That'd be funny. There's probably going to be, at this point, is there any commercials worth watching? Is there any, you know what I mean? Like, what would we really be tuning in for? And I'll read you what, I don't even know who Bad Bunny is, so I'm not even making that argument that anybody should watch either one of them. I don't even watch the Super Bowl myself, although I will watch it because the Seahawks are in it. But, I have a feeling that, ICE is going to be right there to round everybody up. It's going to be in Southern California, right? Levi Stadium. And I went to the wrong one. Hold on here. Let's see here. So this is Blaze Media, How to Watch Turning Point USA. I had to go to this to find out. It was before I seen the ad where it said X and Rumble, but I don't even know half of these things. Let me see if I can close this out. Beeper's going off here. Hold on. Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA will have its own performances. Blah blah blah. Just a month after Kirk's assassination, TPUSA announced it would host the All-American Halftime Show on its channel. Just a month, huh? You guys are already down to business. Where's the part that I want to read? How to watch. Here we go. Super Bowl 60 is shaping up to be one of the most controversial on record. Although Bad Bunny reportedly will not wear a dress, according to TMZ, he has told viewers to be sure to learn Spanish for his performance. This has been followed by consistent warnings from the Trump administration to illegal immigrants in Santa Clara, California area, where the game is being hosted, that immigration enforcement will be present around Levi Stadium. However, local police have said they will not be assisting federal agents with any immigration enforcement and warned residents that any mass agents would not be local law enforcement. So it just has a really racist tone to the whole thing. This isn't about football. Has anybody heard any one thing about, the Seahawks or New England or, there's more about, it's 10 times more about Bad Bunny being, they're using this as, a line in the sand for which side you're on. Because if they want civil unrest and the John Podesta plan and civil war and all this bullshit, this can be a line in the sand. Which side are you on? Which side do you want to be on? Do you want to be on the side where you just hate Mexicans for no reason? But that's also the side that, wants the streets cleaned up and doesn't want, drug addicts fucking everywhere. So it's they turn both sides into piles of shit. Because we know we don't want the other side. Because we know they're just fucking nuts and trannies and all the fucking other bullshit that goes with it. No offense to trannies, we just don't want it, You can't have a population of, a productive population if all the guys are fucking each other. I'm sorry, you just can't. It just doesn't work that way. If all the guys are fucking having sex with each other, you can't have a productive population. It's just a sick society. And that's where we're at. I think that's why we have why Epstein Island is such a thing now, too. And don't worry, we got plenty of videos on that. I don't know. I don't like the whole fucking thing. It's not about football. It's all political. It's such gaslighting. And Kid Rock, just shame on you, dude. I don't understand. Some people I just don't get it. Kiribati is an island in the Pacific Ocean. Thank you, Joe. I knew, I was thinking my brain just wasn't working. I don't know if it was below India or now that you say that, I think it's I always get it mixed up. It is Kiribati that might be the one that looks like the Pentagon. or the hexagon. I mean, 6 sides. Totally confused. Thank you for that, though. The football is rigged too. The whole thing is rigged. You already know. I'll catch the commercials the day after. They always have the best show the next day. Yeah, there you go, sweet tea. It's weird because normally you would watch a program to skip through the commercials, right? But I agree, like that like totally would be the move. Watch it the next day and just watch the commercials, because I mean, really, that's probably just going to be the most entertaining thing out of the whole thing, you know. Although even the commercials, what are the commercials going to be? You know what I mean? Like, what a disaster. But to each their own, I guess, you know. But yeah, you can watch it on the Charlie Kirk channel. You can watch it on X, Rumble. There's a Turning Point USA YouTube channel. The National News Desk, TBN, Real America's Voice. I mean, it's just so weird. If you know anything about corporate logos too, look at the L for the All American with that flag right there. It's just so Illuminati. The Turning Point has the arrow that curves. I think that represents the serpent eating itself type of thing. There's all kinds of hidden fucking shit in here. Not a fan of Turning Point USA at all. You know, especially, you know, they basically are an extension of Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu. They killed Charlie Kirk, took over his company. And, you know, I think with the whole Epstein thing, are the Epstein files a distraction from who killed Charlie Kirk? Is that what it is? It's all very confusing. Let's see here. The only truly USA I've seen is the Budweiser Clydesdale. Oh, nice. Donna's doing it. Hello, hello. Good morning. Yeah, the Clydesdales were always good. We got some big Clydesdales around here at the fair. We have a lot of horses in Washington. Let's see here. Am I on the bookmarks? Make sure I'm on the bookmarks. This first video is just a random video. A water brand from Uzbekistan designed dumbbell-shaped bottles for fitness and hydration. It's a beautiful life. We can do without the beautiful life music. But I thought that was kind of cool. You know, more than one person has used a big water jug to try to, you know, but you got to tie a string to it or whatever, but that's just straight up. So if you need a little weight, I'm sure those will be around here eventually. Jason Kels did a commercial. Is that how you say Kels or Kelsey? Did a commercial where he is shoveling Clydesdale horse shit and drinking beer. Nice. Yeah, we have a McDonald's and a Starbucks drive-through at a town here in Washington, not too far away, that allows horses to go through the drive-through. I always see it on Facebook. They just posted it a couple days ago. 3 people at Starbucks on their horses. It's kind of cool. Check out Shire horses and also Suffolk Punch breed, all magnificent walking horses. Nice. Yeah, we've got the equestrian, all that kind of stuff up here. It's a big deal. The horse. You gotta have money for that stuff though, for sure. All right, what else do we got? So this says, And you always have to consider the source too, who these people are. Pro-Israeli, just fucking gaslighting, Jewish Zionist fucking shitheads. So, but I'm just looking at this because it is what it is right now. And it just says Bad Bunny hates America with a question mark, wears dresses, sings entirely in Spanish. Kid Rock loves America, wears the flag, sings in English. Which halftime are you actually watching? Well, just that alone is just really racist and very gaslighting, and just whoever wrote that's just a piece of shit, in my opinion. I mean, are we really going to start hating on people that speak, different languages, especially Spanish? Of all languages, we're going to hate on people that speak Spanish in this country? Get the fuck out of here. So what? So in 6 months, we can replace Spanish-speaking people with Punjabis from India that are going to fucking piss on vending machines and wipe their hands with, wipe their asses with their bare hands. I'm good. I'd rather just keep it the way it is myself. Get rid of the fucking criminals. Quit hating people because they're fucking from somewhere. I mean, it's just fucking ridiculous. I don't like the people that are in charge. I got to be honest. I just don't. I'm deathly afraid of horses. Will never go near one. Same, Arlene. I'm not. I don't know if I'm deathly afraid, but yeah, I've definitely got respect for them. I don't want to be nowhere near. I could be around the front of them, I guess. I don't want to be behind them. Anywhere's behind them because they can kill you with their kicks, right? My dad got kicked in the face by a horse. Was lucky he survived. Damn. Stoney's got a link to something. Not sure what the link is to. Do I need to click on the link, Stoney? I got to get on my YouTube. What do we got? Brotherly Shovel. All right. We will play it. Hold. I got to bring it up. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see here. We go to history. It's crazy. Like if you watch a commercial on YouTube, if you just specifically go to watch a commercial, you may have to watch a commercial before you watch your commercial, which is kind of odd, but we don't have to. Brotherly Shovel.
We make a promise to do things the right way, to respect the tradition.
There goes the king. Thirsty?
Always.
And to shovel what tradition leaves behind.
Hey, Kels, you got a little something on your face.
I get it?
No, the other side.
How about now?
You got it.
These beers taste great, but it smells like shit.
Garage beer gets the job done.
Nice. That was freaking hilarious. I never seen that one before. Morning heathens. What's up, Gen X? How you doing, sir? Good to see you. It always seems like people in charge constantly making us choose sides. 100%. Always be your own person. Make up your own mind. Yes. Horses are ruthless. My cousin got kicked in the leg. The horse broke her leg. Damn. Damn. Okay, let's go back to the X-Files here. All right. Yep. So, I mean, for me personally, just the way that this whole thing is, what I want to do is I don't want to hate on either one of these guys, although I would rather hate on Kid Rock for doing what he's doing. I'm hating on the people that are putting this whole thing together. I mean, the whole thing is just a shit show. It's disgusting, and they can do a lot better. It's completely designed to cause division. They don't want us paying attention to, what's really going on and how we can make this country more productive and put money in all of our pockets. They want us worrying about stupid fucking bullshit like this. And it makes me sick. But we're going to, and these are kind of the people that are doing it to us. Mrs. Pamela J. Powell, Democrat for Hamas, it says. I don't know who wrote that. See, this is what these people do. Suggests Democrats will abolish law enforcement if they win the 2026 midterms.
Congresswoman, I hear you calling for dismantling, abolishing, whatever verb you want to use ICE. Presumably that's not going to happen in the next couple of weeks as these negotiations are going on. Republicans are not going to agree to that, and they still hold the majority in both houses. What are the specific reforms that you can demand, or that you are demanding? What are the red lines now as a condition of passing these funding bills?
Yeah, I think this is a really important question. You're right. We can't completely do what we want to do without the majorities. But what we can do is insist that ICE and CBP get out.
I'm not sure what she was saying. I was too busy looking up eye doctors. She could go to Vista Optical, America's Best, just any local eye doctor lady. I don't know what you're talking about, but I would go get that looked at. My God, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Let me move on. Let's see here. Yes, the All-American Halftime Show. There's the division right there. You've got Israel pretending to be America with Kid Rock. And then you probably have Israel pretending to be some representation of the Latino community, maybe. I don't know. But if you look at the whole big picture, the whole thing is a psyop. The whole thing, it has an agenda behind it. The whole thing is garbage. Not worth watching, in my opinion. People float blindfolded on an air mattress in an Atlanta lazy river while enjoying a guided sound bath experience. Okay. Yep, not a fan myself. Don't like public pools. I look at a public pool that wouldn't be my own, and I would say, I think of pee and all kinds of gross bodily fluids, and people having sex in those pools when no one's looking. I'm good. I'm staying out of those fucking pools. Especially when I see that clientele. I'm good. It's better outside on the real lazy river. Totally agree. I roll around too much to be on that ride, right? Gen X, and once you roll into that, you get your feet wet in that water, staph infection, MRSA. Oh, God, who knows? I'm going to have a shower, then hit the road. All the best. All right, Joe, have a good one. Take care. Yeah, I don't know. It's better outside on the, yeah, I agree. I mean, to each their own, though. Some people might like it. I don't like public pools myself. This was at, apparently Jay-Z was named in, people are saying that Jay-Z and Jeffrey Epstein and a couple other people We're doing some weird shit. But this is at the 2023 Grammys. Beyonce pulls back and shakes her head no after Jay-Z offers his drink. You don't want to take a drink from Jay-Z or Diddy. So, I mean, we have to consider the source. It came from Hustle Bitch, but still, I don't blame her. Savannah Guthrie, the news lady, her mother apparently was dragged out of bed and abducted.
Here with reaction, the author of the brand new book, The Two FBIs, former FBI special agent, Fox News contributor Nicole Parker. I know from discussions we've had on the air, off the air, over the years, that you know when you talk to victims how hard this is. And I mean it when I say I'm praying for Savannah, her mother, I want her back. What frustrates me is why, and she deserves all the attention. I think the attention will help maybe solve this before something terrible were to happen.
So my take on this, let me read the chat real quick. Don't hang out at Dorney Park. God, in the lazy river, in the wave pool. Yeah, no, I'm good. Oh, bleh. Any wave pool. No, thank you. The last time I went in a wave pool was in, and I got staph infection. It was in Idaho at the Boulder Beach Canyon at Silverwood Resort in 2006. And it was because my daughter at the time, who was just little, wanted to go. Let's see here. How old was she? She was born. So she was 9. Wanted, of course, you got to go with your kids to the wave pool and all that. I slipped in the wave pool and just got a little tiny scrape on my knee and turned into staph infection. Never again. Who abducts an old lady that can barely walk? More craziness. Who would drag an 84-year-old woman out of bed? It's a good question. And yeah, I heard the same thing about Beyonce losing followers because of the Epstein release. Well, why would a newscaster's mother get dragged out of bed right the day of or the day after the Epstein files got released? I guess is my question, if you frame it like that. Why would a very, very influential news reporter's mother get dragged out of bed right when the Epstein files are released? Mossada, fuck the shit, fire up a bong and watch Willie I. Cody and try against the Rona. I mean, that's what we got to do, Stoney. I focus on this for a couple hours a day, and after that, it's on to bigger and better things, right? We all have other things to do, but I do got 2 hours a day for this, for sure, because it's only going to get worse. I honestly think that it does have something to do with the Epstein files. I really believe that. And I think they all know that. I think they all know what happened when the Mexican air ambulance earlier this year crashed into that parking lot in Philadelphia, like a bomb exploding with 7 people on board. I think they all know what happened when the Black Hawk crashed into that commercial jet airplane over the Potomac. And I think they all know what happened when that helicopter with all those Spanish tourists, when it just kind of fell apart over the Hudson. I may have the two rivers mixed up. I think they know what happened there too. There's been all these weird anomalies this year. We had Charlie Kirk's assassination. And then a month later, we had the Accurate Explosives building in Tennessee get wiped off the face of the earth with like 16, 19 people killed. which is where they make the exploding microphones, which is very likely what killed Charlie Kirk. So there's a lot of things going on. Is it an Acme ink bong? Right. That's funny. That would be cool, actually. That would be way cool. That's our generation of stoners right there. I have a ton of bongs in storage. My mom was, a big weed smoker when she died. She had probably over 100 bongs and pipes that she never smoked out of, all different kinds. I gave a lot of them away to just like friends and family because what are you going to do with them? You know what I mean? And the funny thing is that I buy my own. When I smoke out of a pipe, and I just buy my own. In fact, I need a new one now because the other day I was on live and I ran in the kitchen to grab some coffee, and I forgot that my weed pipe was in my hoodie. And when I ran around the corner, it fell out and shattered in a million pieces. So now I'm using an old one that I have. But anyway, I probably still have 30, 40, 50 bongs and pipes in my storage unit that have never been smoked out of from my mother. That out of respect, I'm not going to smoke out of them. Plus, I wouldn't want to smoke out of them anyways, because all those fancy ones, they're impossible to clean. You smoke out of them one time, 2 times, they start getting clogged. You can't even fucking clean them unless you have like alcohol and Epsom salt and all this bullshit. I don't want to deal with all that. The factory explosion was beyond belief. They all disintegrate. Yeah. And nobody knows nothing. Does Savannah Guthrie discuss politics? I don't know, but I'm pretty sure she does. I'm pretty sure even if she doesn't, that she knows something about Epstein. She knows something about some very powerful people, because I think that's what we could see more of this, and it's going to probably happen, and we may not even hear about some of it, but people are going to die because of this, for sure, 100%. They're going to die. There's probably been lots of different backstabbings and alliances made in the last 24, 48 hours because of this. People are like, okay, let's cut our losses. You and I are going to get together. And you even look at like Bill and Melinda Gates. Is their divorce even real? Did they know, they knew what was coming down the pipe. So did they divorce to just kind of to try to save face? Does Bill Gates really have a new girlfriend? It could all just be bullshit. We don't know what's what. They lie to us every day, constantly about everything. So, but it's ramping up for sure. For whatever reason, they needed to release the Epstein files. I guess the question is, why did they do it? They definitely didn't do it to prevent it from happening again and to protect their excuse. The first time they released like 3 million files, one of their main excuses was they had to protect the victims. There's a lot of like underage victims, a lot of horrible stuff. Well, they didn't do that. The one thing that they said they were holding back those files for, when they finally released this big dump of 3 million files, they put child porn in there. And people found it. Then they had to redact it. They ended up redacting like 90% of it. There's like all these weird stories coming out about it. They can't keep up with AI. If you're gonna fucking, they got people out there that are just, they're on top of this shit. So, but what do we believe? What is there really to believe about it? Who fucking knows? If her daughter didn't have something to do with the mother's abduction, that could be true too, Arlene. I haven't hit a bong in a minute for real, like years. I roll J's 99% of the time, right on. A lot of people like joints. I don't do bongs or joints. I only do my weed pipe, and I got to keep it clean. I use hemp wick, and the wax from the hemp wick keeps the inside of the bong coated with like a wax, so it's easy to clean it out with the Q-tips. I can't stand a dirty pipe, and I won't smoke out of anybody's bong either. Always got some weird black shit floating in there. If most people's bongs, you can't even see through the water. Oh, I'm good. I'm a puke. Have you watched Epstein's home interview? Extremely telling about politics and who actually runs the world. Yes. Thank you for the support. I did not know I wasn't subbed to you, but now I am. Thank you. From Donna. Yeah, no, the interviews are pretty telling, you know. Basically what he did, like one of his main things besides, you know, assaulting kids was apparently teaching political people how to turn their political career and their political influence into a private business. Monetize their political influence after their political career. So, and he would say things like, no, you're looking at it all wrong. You're looking at it as in terms of like assets and what strengths that I have. And, you know, he goes, what you need to be doing is compiling a list of people that owe you favors, that would die for you, you know, things like that. Just real manipulative. But we don't know the half of it. We don't know the fucking half of it. But yeah, with this lady, I mean, I'm sure more will come about it. I guess this happened down in Arizona, which is like, I guess, one of the border towns. So she's probably could be in Mexico or who knows where. CG2, good morning. Good to see you. But yeah, there's definitely, it's weird timing. To say the least, it's weird timing. It, you know, in my opinion, it has something to do with Epstein. That's just what I think. You know, and speaking of abductions and people dying, Paul Walker, Anthony Bourdain, and Anne Hesh, all were working on documentaries regarding human trafficking / pedophilia. When their car either crashed or they committed suicide or whatever happened to them. So if you're thinking about doing a documentary on human trafficking or pedophilia, think twice because you're next. I think that's what they want to tell us. I don't know. I could be wrong. This girl, 24-year-old Peyton Shires, was a trusted social worker for a 13-year-old boy. But behind closed doors, she was preying on him. This is wild. She only got 5 years.
Wants to act like a fucking pedophile. This is my memories. This is the shit I have to sleep with at night. If I was able to just...
So right here, she drove to the family's house. I should have read the whole thing. When the mother discovered the truth back in October of 2023, Shires didn't surrender. She loaded a gun. She drove straight to the victim's house, planning to silence the family who exposed the secret. She was sentenced in June of 2024 and is now serving 5 years. So this is the standoff at the people's house, I guess.
Bottle up inside, pretending it happened, which is what I was trying to do. I was trying to pretend they cared about me, and that's why he said it. I was trying to just pretend. Yeah.
Columbus Police, you got a warrant. Keep your hands where we can see them. You're under arrest. Are you going to get sick? You're sick on the ground before going on the cruiser, okay?
Hello. Hey, Beetle. I never expected any of this to happen. I don't know what he's told you, but he told me everything. He told me that he has video of you guys. He told me that the day that I was flipping out about the party that you guys had.
So it's another minute and a half. I'm going to stop it there. So long story short, 24 years old, has sex with a 13-year-old that she's supposed to be a social worker for multiple times. It ends up being recorded by who knows who to believe. And then she has a standoff with the police and she only gets 5 years in jail. I mean, are you fucking kidding me? It just makes no sense to me. I mean, to me, that's at least 20 years. And I think, we're all just being fooled because it's a blonde girl who's 24. If it was a guy that was 24 doing that to a 13-year-old girl, it would just be immediate execution in my book. But there's no way 5 years. Anne Heche did a doc on HT and the human trafficking and the opioid epidemic 2022. The film is called Girl in Room 13. Okay. Yeah, it's wild. I mean, I really believe that there's something to that's why they're all dead. I mean, obviously it's a big deal. And what really makes me, just one of the things that's just so disturbing is you hear Trump say, well, I'm not in them, I'm not in, it ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm not in them, or whatever he said. I mean, how about you focus on all the atrocities that are happening? Well, I'm not in them. They're just protecting each other's ass. What woman in her right mind has sex with a 13-year-old? Yeah, it's sick. It's crazy what's going on out there. Everywhere you turn, these things are happening. Alex Jones is giving Trump a blowjob.
I've been watching Harrison live tonight. He's doing a great job getting through all these incredible Epstein files. And I saw him at the start of the show make the point that out of everything, this really is devastating to the British Crown and to Israel, that Epstein was definitely an operative for both groups. We know that. I mean, if you look at Ehud Barak, if you look at Larry Summers, all these people, these are Israeli operatives. And they've had undue influence over our country, and they've been using these blackmail rings for control. So is the CIA, so is MI6. But this is a big deal. Some have said, this is coming out because Trump didn't strike Iran, and so Israel's blackmailing him. No, this exonerates Trump and exposes the CIA, Mossad, MI6. So this is a huge, 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 huge deal.
He's not wrong. It is a huge deal. And I mean, it's obviously a huge deal if Savannah Guthrie's mom was abducted, and I really believe that's why. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised today if we don't hear about something else. That we may not be able to connect the dots right away, but this is a big deal. I was terrified of anyone going near my hoo-ha when I was 13. Yeah, right, Grateful? It's just crazy. You got to be very protective out there. Very protective. Even from like when you go to the dentist office and all that stuff. You just never know, man. So this is Kid Rock wearing sunglasses and supposed to be a Bass Pro Shops, but it says something else. Detroit Bass City. So you have Andrew Colvett, a stone cold, that guy is just a stone cold lying fuck. Blake Neff. These guys are just frauds, at bare minimum frauds. But this whole thing is a fraud.
This is a major announcement. This is the first announcement about the All-American Halftime Show. It's happening right here, right now. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited, man.
Well, exactly. You gave, and we just put it all out on social, so this is just happening as we speak. And I read your quote, and I told your team I thought that this was just absolutely amazing. So I'm going to read it. This just went out on the press release that just hit the wires. It says, "We're approaching this show like David and Goliath. Competing with the pro football machine and a global pop superstar is almost impossible. Or is it? He said he's having a dance party, wearing a dress and singing in Spanish. Cool. We plan to play great songs for folks who love America." Tell us what you mean by all that.
Man, I spent some time crafting that quote. I'm not sure if I can top it right now. It's pretty much
pretty good, man.
It's just like, it's like I said, it's like, you're competing with this, this powerhouse machine called the NFL, and in a certain way you're competing with it, and in a certain way you're not either. I think it's kind of I'm actually drafting an op-ed right now that I think I might release on Wednesday. Kind of how did this come to be? Why did Turning Point have to have an alternative halftime to the NFL? And I think it's, to sum it up quickly, it kind of goes back to what Taylor Sheridan figured out, years back that half this country is just underserved entertainment wise, and was just really, so many of us got tired of just, having Hollywood tell us how things are going to be and hearing all their political this and that and trying to, shove their agendas and the trans thing and everything down our throats. And it's like, I guess we're just going to have our own stuff for right now.
Well,
imagine that. So, Kid Rock reminds me of my Uncle Larry, back in the 80s when he would come over with the sunglasses on at 6 o'clock in the morning after he did too much coke that night and probably had no money and was just fucking asking my mom for who knows what, Tommy, hello. Good to see you. My name is Kid Rock. Well, I would bet money that you will not be watching the Kid Rock halftime show because it's on X or Rumble or the Charlie Kirk show, which I'm just going to go out on a limb and say Tommy Stiggs doesn't regularly watch programs on X or Rumble or the Charlie Kirk show. So, he is awesome. He is awesome. He was awesome. Now he's not awesome. Now he's a tool. You don't have it. You don't have it, Tommy, because they're making you either go on Rumble or X. It's not on TV. You have to go to YouTube and you have to watch the Charlie. They want you to become a member of Turning Point USA. What they're not telling you is it is a psychological operation. They're using Kid Rock. I mean, let's be honest. What is the most that we could hope for? I don't even know who the other three people are. And didn't everybody hear Kid Rock perform during the election? He absolutely sucked. Hulk Hogan did a better performance than him, and Hulk Hogan's dead. So, I mean, there's that aspect of it. I mean, he can't sing for shit anymore. So, I mean, to each their own. He looks like he's on drugs. He looks like he's on Ozempic. And his voice, he's basically 5 years away from being Axl Rose or the dude from Motley Crue. That's just my opinion. It pisses me off to think we lost control of this country when they allow a trans picked for the halftime show. Yeah, he's high on coke. I agree, Grateful. I'm with Sticks, blah, 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 right? Well, like I said, to each their own. And in all honesty, I don't think any of us really give two shits about the halftime show, honestly. But I don't even care about the football game. In fact, I don't even want to see anything. I don't want to hear anything about it. Honestly, I might just check out from the whole thing. But if anything, I might watch the set from the second half, from the start of the third period on, right after the halftime show's over. Scene dude is in the motherfucking house. Roller Coaster of Love. Say what? Is that a Roller Coaster of Love? Is that a Kid Rock song? It's not the singing 100. It's the music vibe. It pumps you up, and his love for America. Yeah, no, you're right, Tommy. But see, what you're missing one point though is that they're using that. They're using the fact that people love Kid Rock, and they're paying him a lot of money Kid Rock has been paid to lead you to hell. They're going to open up the gates of an Israeli hell and lead the people that watch that show straight into it. It's going to be one of those moves where they say this is Sparta, but this is Israel, and they fucking kick everybody into that fucking pit right at halftime. I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen. I could give two gata about it. But I'm not watching either one. And he was incredible on Bill Maher. And I know you're a fan of Bill Maher too. I'm going to check out from halftime. I really do not care. There are more important things in my life. Yeah, no, I agree. Shut up, lead me, Tommy Sticks to hell. I have a fully furnished condo waiting for me, right? Well, some people can handle hell. Some people know how to handle the heat. You know what I mean? I too, I'm going to heaven, but I'm prepared for hell. If I have to, take the gloves off. Because life is short, but life is wide. And, at some point, we all may draw a line in the sand and say, fuck it. But, and even then, that might not lead you to hell. That might just lead you straight to heaven. You never know. I'm getting a haircuts right now. Haircuts. Well, not for you. So, little man's getting a haircut? Nice. If that's what you guys are doing. But yeah, so we are pretty much going to be, you don't have to boycott it because it's just like, you have to make an effort to watch this, which is why they're trying so hard to, and I wouldn't even give this any airtime, but I just have to just say it one more time, just to be clear. Turning Point USA will burn in hell, and everybody that's associated with that organization. And I'm not talking about people that are going to watch the halftime show. I'm talking about the people that are speaking for Charlie Kirk and selling the merch and selling the book and trying to talk for him and that whole thing. They killed that man live in front of all of us, and they will burn in hell for that. And hopefully, if I was in charge, hopefully it will happen one day. Either a couple of them, 2, 3, or 4 of them will off themselves, or they will publicly hang for what they did. The first one being probably the more practical option, the more likely option. But we'll move on. This woman here wants you to know. Oh, wait, who is that? It's not a woman. Geraldo Rivera. Literally freezing in Siesta Key, Florida. He looks like a woman. But the sun is shining and rum abounds. P.S. Congrats to Grammy Award winner Bad Bunny. His Super Bowl 60 halftime show will be great. So, I don't know what happened to Geraldo. Is that even the same Geraldo? It's so weird. Like, there's certain people that were middle-aged in the 80s, and they're still around, and they just look like women. And then there's people that have came and went way after them that are long gone. I just don't understand the math sometimes of how life works. You know what I mean? Haircut. Wait, what? Not me. It's got to be Little Man, I think. He's not trans but straight. I googled it. All the political why they picked him. Yeah. Yeah, they're making him sound like he's trans. I don't know who he is. I would say that Geraldo is more trans than Bad Bunny, but they could be equally trans. Pam Bondi, you guys know I'm a huge fan of her.
Been in Minnesota 4 days total, working on obtaining this indictment. We arrested 2 more, and I made it very clear: if you protested, if you rioted in that church, we are going to find you and we're going to arrest you.
That's the best she can do. Arrest Don Lemon and any of his other homos that were in that church that day. We're coming after you. That's the best she could do. And she's always talked with her such vindication. We will find you. We will hunt you down. We will arrest you. No, you won't. You've arrested no one, bitch. The only person you arrested was Don Lemon. He wanted to go to jail. He's gay. Hello. You don't think he liked it in county? Look at his face. Look at his face now after he came out of county. He liked it there. Sneeko posted about Piers Morgan. yesterday this picture and said something, and Piers Morgan immediately said, take that down or I will sue you. So Sneeko took it down, and Piers said he took it down, and then Sneeko posted this.
I like when people fuck on my bitch. Shit that I'm posting on Twitter, they telling me, hey, don't say that. How niggas can't see me in public, I'm driving an all-chrome Maybach.
I'll spare us the music.
With all of the money and fame, I still don't get to see.
I don't know who that is. I think that was Alan Dershowitz. I think that's Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer. Piers Morgan. But, you know, when you see Piers Morgan on Good Morning Britain, I don't know if Savannah Guthrie has anything to do with this, but, you know, they're all related. It's the Council on Foreign Relations, if you guys know what that is. You know, that's where all the media conglomerates meet every year. And wherever the fuck they meet at. And, you know, there's so many media moguls that are involved in that. And they all get together and they kind of basically just decide globally what they will and will not talk about in the media. Like, you know, for example, we will protect this pedophile, we'll protect this pedophile, you know, that type of thing. Scene dude, this is your guy that had the hair ripped off. He's talking about it. $700 the barber charged him. He went on the Breakfast Club.
How much he charged you for that, big baby?
Man, like $700 last minute.
$700?
No,
you
you gotta get $650 back.
Yeah.
Let him keep 50 for labor. Let me ask you a question though. When the hairpiece came off, did it hurt more than any punch you took that night?
It's so funny because I didn't realize it came off, but I felt a draft. Like I felt like I had like an indoor AC moment. I'm like, nah, I don't think it happened. But then I'm sitting down and my coach is giving me instructions, but he stuttered twice. And that's what gave him. He never stuttered. He's like, he looked up like this, like his eyes said, I said, oh shit. I said, no, if this shit really would have came up, I'm gonna look at the Jumbotron, because the Jumbotron will have the replay.
Yeah.
So when I went like this,
ridiculous.
And I said, oh shit, they got me. I said, well, we're gonna roll with it. Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
And I got up, I toasted in the crowd. I said, it's time to get back to work. So that was it.
How much he charged you for that, big baby?
Man, like $700 last minute.
$700?
No,
you got.
You got to be kidding me. Why would you even get that done before a boxing match, my guy? That is just incredible. But hey, you got to give him props for going on there and just talking about it. That clip right there is priceless. You know what I mean? Like, without this last little bit of it, he's just completely, you know, I mean, just completely a clown. At least, you know, I got to give him a little bit of respect for going on there and talk about it. Not a good move, but we've all done dumb shit. You know what I mean? Who knows? Who knows what he was thinking? Maybe, I mean, if anything, he got some, everybody knows who he is now. I still don't know what his name is, but Gerald Miller. Now I do. Gerald Miller. So I'm sure we'll watch him fight again. This is, I think, I don't know when this was, but old time Price is Right.
A new car. It's a Gremlin, the fun little car with AM radio, bucket seats, carpeting, side stripe, color-coordinated grille, white leather tires, slot-style wheels, luggage rack, energy-absorbing bumpers, and it's backed by the AMC Buyer Protection Plan. Take that new car on a trip to Las Vegas. Two of you will spend 1 week with food included at the Hotel Sahara in Las Vegas. Enjoy 3 swimming pools, fine dining in the Sahara's Caravan Room, and top celebrity entertainment in the Congo Room of the Casbah Theater. And for added fun, take along 500 silver dollars. This showcase can be yours if the price is right. A new car.
I don't know what year that was, but I'm guessing that silver was worth like $5 an ounce back then. So, you know, what's that, like $2,500? And at one point, you would be able to get at $100 an ounce. What's that, like $50,000 or more? Now it's, I think, what's silver at now? I hope silver goes down to zero. Personally, I hope my fucking landlord loses every That 88.49. Every fucking penny he invested in silver, the motherfucker. 88.49 right now. I heard that it's going to stay around 80 because they artificially inflate. They do something to keep everybody from panicking, which it's too late, and it's going to go up to 200 here pretty soon, is what I heard. And it may have something to do with the Epstein release. I'm not smart enough to understand how the money works, but anyway, I thought that was a cool little video. What else do we got here? An AMC Gremlin, right? Silver goes to zero. Shut your mouth. That's funny. What do we got here? Somebody talking about weather modification at the World Economic Forum was actually Bill Clinton's former pilot.
You ever heard of sulfur dioxide?
Yeah.
You've heard of that? Okay.
Yeah. It's actually pretty cheap to do it. The ability to put sulfur dioxide there is actually a pretty cheap way to cool down the earth.
Oh, yeah.
So the opportunity for, one or two people to do it is, impressive. He went a little further. He's like, it'd be interesting if the government started doing this over each other's territories on purpose. Like if we start getting to weather modification as a, government, either good or bad. The closest one I'm aware of is someone called Airborne Snow Observatory. They do some more like weather, I don't want to say modification, but more like upper atmosphere weather monitoring is probably a better term.
Yeah. Now, according to the website Airborne, this is what this guy Richie brings up, measures snow depth, snow water equivalence, provides highly accurate snowpack data, is a commercial spin-off of NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory snow monitoring technology used to help water managers and scientists. You ever heard of sulfur dioxide?
Yeah.
You've heard of that.
The thing about it is, though, and you guys know I always talk about the government controlling the weather. That's fucking child's play. That's fucking 50s shit that they're talking about right there. Who gives a fuck? I mean, the shit that they do now, I mean, who fucking knows how they affect, like with this ice storm and how they do it. But I know that you've got the high altitude jets with the chemtrails and the shit they spray. They put stuff into the fuel of the commercial jet airliners. So you have the high altitude, the cruising altitude of the jet airliners. Those two chemicals combine in the air, create different fucking reactions. The Doppler radar, you have HARP in Alaska. There's other ones around the world. They have so many different techniques that they use to control and manipulate the weather. They've had treaties, I believe, since the 40s about not using weather as a weapon of war. You know what I mean? So I'm not exactly sure what their point is there, but yeah, they've been modifying weather since the 40s, right? Gen X, it's nothing new. It is nothing new. 87.89 troy ounces now, according to Alexa. Yeah, and it was at 113, I think, at least 113 at one point in the last few days. And then it did a 30% drop, which was the biggest drop since like 1980. And I believe that it was the banking cartels manipulating the numbers in order to stop widespread panic. If you listen to that one Chinese guy, he talks about it. I'm not really too concerned about the whole money thing. I don't have any, so what is this? I don't even know why I bookmarked this one. Erica Kirk, this will be her performing at halftime show. Sorry, let me turn the volume down. Gangnam Style, Erica Kirk. Yes. I don't even know why I bookmarked that one. Oh, yeah. Did anybody know Melania Trump documentary came out? And it's so interesting that, we talk about Paul Walker, Anthony Bourdain, and Anne Hesh all somehow leaving Earth because they were involved in a sex trafficking, human trafficking, pedophilia documentary. For one reason or another, they decided to leave Earth. And now Melania, just the other day, her documentary comes out. So is the timing just not odd? The timing's not odd. And by the way, did anybody go see the Melania documentary? Apparently, it was standing room only.
It soared past expectations, bringing in more than $7 million at the box office in its opening weekend. Now, that is the most of any non-concert documentary in a decade. Now, legacy film reviewers were so certain that it wouldn't do well. Well, they would be wrong. Emily, my mom went to this weekend in Florida. She said not only was the theater packed, it was, standing room only. If you could try to sneak in the back of the theater, people were cheering through it. They were excited. It was interactive. People interplaying with the film. She said it was just electric.
It was electric. You had to sneak in through the back to get it. Did anybody experience that? Did anybody sneak in through the back to watch this documentary? You couldn't pay me to go in through the front. You couldn't carry, you could say all the people in the chat could carry me in in one of those, like I'm the king, I'm sitting on a throne inside of a little box with windows, and you guys have like the long poles carrying me into the theater. I wouldn't do it. It was like, I'm good. I mean, it would be a fun ride to the entrance of the theater, but then it would be I would be wasting my life for the next 2 hours. So I would be good. I would say no. They've been modifying. Yeah, we got that one. Well, isn't she the Merry Widow? Me neither. You couldn't make me go. Exactly. It's just, you say that, there's that phrase, you can't make this up. Oh no, you definitely can make it up. It can definitely be made up. Where's Tommy at? Speaking of Hollywood, where's Tommy Hollywood at? Does anybody know? He's so sneaky, that guy. Like, what's going on with him? Like, did he film something? He talked about the mustache, and I never. He just what's going on with the? Oh, here we go. Could you imagine this? You walk into the theater, it's an empty theater, but there's one seat. And you just see this bald head just sitting there eating popcorn. And it smells like Lenovo pizza. Like, wait a minute, they don't serve Lenovo pizza in here. How is this possible? I guess it depends where it was playing, because there's all kinds of stories of him being in empty theaters. I wouldn't go for no amount of money. Yes. Same. That guy is fucking Ubats. Shut up. And OJ didn't do it. Exactly. So what's going on with Tommy? Is he filming a documentary or a movie? What are we doing? I never did figure out what is he talking about. Why did he grow a mustache? Is he on TV? Is he going to be on TV or something? I heard him say something about it the other day, but I keep meaning to ask him about it, and I just never have. Thindu, you got to know something. What's he doing? Are they doing he's doing a porn movie. It's Noxzema and lotion for lube. Oh my God, that would burn. That'd be worse than Bengay. All right, let's see here. What else we got? So Piers Morgan, this film director guy was filmed with Jeffrey Epstein, who is it? Brett Ratner. And he grows really uncomfortable talking about this question.
Brett, I want to just switch gears quickly to the very serious and big stories in the news, the Epstein files. As you know, the picture came out of you with Jeffrey Epstein with two apparently young women in it. What is your response to that picture? And what is your response to the wider scandal of the Epstein files?
Oh, well, that picture in particular happened around 20 years ago. I don't know, 19, 20 to 21 years ago, because that is a photograph of my fiance who invited me to this event. And that's where the picture was taken. I was never been in contact with Jeffrey Epstein before that photo, and I was never in contact with him after. So that's a picture of me and my fiance at some event.
Wow. So who was the fiance, if you don't mind me asking?
She doesn't want me sharing her name in the case, but that's my fiance, 100%. Was my fiance.
But you're not still.
I'm not.
I was
with
going to
her
say you're not still with that.
No.
He's not engaged.
Yeah.
It's the world's longest engagement.
No.
20 years.
20 years ago, I was engaged to her when that photo was taken.
Right.
Yes.
And your position is you never met Epstein before or after that picture, that night.
No, never.
Very interesting. Very interesting. The movie's name is Pear and yeah, we want to know, right? CG2. He's so secretive. And yeah, this guy sounds so convincing. Yeah. Very, very, very interesting videos coming out. What was really going on Epstein's Island? You know, is it really, you know, the story for a long time has been Androchrome. You know, it's monster. It really is Monsters, Inc. It is scaring the shit out of little kids, jacking up their adrenaline, and then extracting it from their bodies. And then they use that Androchrome, is what they call it, it's like the fountain of youth. I mean, that's basically, you call it a conspiracy theory. That's been, you know, me and my buddies have talked about that for decades. Androchrome. We've been talking about I've been talking about Androchrome at least since 2007. So, I mean, and there again, you could say you can't make this up, but maybe you can. Hopefully that's not true. But, you know, obviously they were doing something on that island with kids. And it ain't good. Yeah, it's grabbing on Epstein. You're right. I seen that too. 4chan, which is somebody posted on 4chan the morning of Epstein's death that they were going to switch out his body. And they posted this before he even died. And this is something that came out in the Epstein files. So somebody had some foreknowledge. So now they're saying that Epstein isn't even dead. That's like a new story to be continued. I think I played this video before. I love this video. This chick, I wish I would have did this to my mom growing up. Too fucking funny. I would crap my pants if I seen that in the middle of the night. Gene Simmons, at one point, his son is working on a car, and he says that they don't work on cars. That's what Gentiles are for. And Gentiles are what Christians are referred to, I believe, from the Jewish Zionist people that, you know, all the rich people like Gene Simmons and the banking cartels, all the people that run the media and the music and all that shit. The ones that are basically raping all the kids, probably. He's saying that they're too good to work on cars.
Jesus. Hi, Nick. Hi. Just want to see what you're doing.
I only know what this is. This is the dipstick. But I don't know anything about anything else.
Looks like a mess in here. What the hell is all this?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
That's what Gentiles are for. You hire them to work on your cars.
Who says that? That's what Gentiles are for. You hire them to work on your cars. I mean, and this guy, you're speaking about somebody that's probably, I mean, it's a well-known fact that like this guy was like cheated on his wife his whole time, probably brought home every fucking STD. Yet he doesn't know what's fucking underneath the hood of a car. What a fucking shitbag. You know, what I would like to do is replace Gene Simmons with Tom Petty or Prince or Anthony Bourdain or Paul Wall, any of them. Let's play fucking Go Fish. How about that? How about we play Go Fish, you fucking piece of shit? These are some guys installing a huge piece of tile. I just thought it was kind of a cool video. Yeah, my mom would have loved that. She would have been fucking pissed though. I know that. One time I got her so good when I was a kid. She had this, she bought this spider for Halloween, and it was huge. The head of the spider, it was stuffed. It literally was the whole size of the inside of the microwave. And I know that because I put it in the microwave and just squished that thing in there. And so here she is, I'm a kid. She's on the phone. It was lunchtime. She always came home for lunch for an hour. And she's talking to my grandma on the phone. I'll never forget it. And the cord, how the cord could stretch all the way across the kitchen, in the 80s. The cord, the phone hung on the wall. So she's got that, doing the one-handed, she's got the phone in her ear up against her shoulder. And she's got a plate of ground beef that she's going to defrost for dinner. And she opens up the microwave. The phone just immediately goes launching across the room back to the wall. The plate of ground beef goes flying back behind her. She's like stumbling back like somebody just punched her in the face. She's like, oh, just screaming. I'm sure my grandma's having a heart attack on the other line. I got her so good that time. She was so pissed off at me. But then for years after that, she told that story about how funny it was. But boy, was she mad that day. So yeah, and you know what I used to do with my dad is tie black electrical tape, and it was his electrical tape because he worked for the power company, around the sprayer on the sink. So when he turned on the water, it would spray him. I got him one morning. I didn't specifically do it for him, but I got him one morning when he was on his way to work, and I think that was the last time that I did it. Was when he got wet before work. I'm pretty sure that's the last time I ever did it. You live and learn sometimes. Apparently, there is a new medication that I don't know if it cures autism, but it makes you better when you already have autism. It's called leucovorin. And it helps. You can get folate deficiency in a child's brain, which can lead to autism. And this helps up to 60% of the deficient children can have improved communication if they take it.
Research has revealed that folate deficiency in a child's brain can lead to autism. We have also identified an exciting therapy that may benefit large numbers of children who suffer from autism. Peer-reviewed literature has documented that up to 60% of folate-deficient children with ASD can have improved verbal communications if given leucovorin. I have instructed NIH, FDA, and CMS to help doctors treat children appropriately. Jay will help tell that story, which
it's very fascinating, the human brain, and what they know and what they tell us and don't tell us, Sylvester Stallone's brother, Frank Stallone, slams the Grammys.
I have to admit, last night was the worst Grammys I've ever seen. Trevor Noah is an embarrassment. The acts, the whole vibe. It's supposed to be a musical celebration, not a political pulpit. I was happy that Jelly Roll won. He's a real singer, real guy. The other songs out there are just production numbers. They're not like a song you can sit down.
So there we have Frank Stallone and Sylvester Stallone, and this is a great video. And Sweet Tea, welcome back. Good to see you. And she said she's watching me at 1.5, so now I'm going to talk really fast and see how that works out for you. Hope you are doing well. And it is tremendous to have you in the chat. Thank you. All right, what else do we have here? Apparently, Harvey Levin, you guys know I can't stand this fool, is named in the Epstein files. Go figure. Described as a good friend who could help run a global PR effort to defend convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein and smear his victims and accusers. And that's exactly what he does, probably. You know? And this goes back all the way, Candace Owens always talks about this, to how Sigmund Freud is portrayed as a good guy, but really one of his main jobs was to gaslight victims of pedophilia. That's where that started from. So you have this guy, and he's doing the same thing, basically. Trevor Noah said something about Trump, and they asked if you're going to sue Trevor Noah.
Mr. President, are you going to sue Trevor Noah? Last night in a post, you alluded that something could be coming.
Yeah, well, he said that I spent time on Jeffrey Epstein's island. I didn't. I mean, he's a lightweight. This guy, he's a terrible. I think he's terrible. I thought he did a terrible job at the Grammys. I thought the whole Grammys was terrible. I watched part of it. It's not watchable. But he was a lousy host. I'd say not as bad as Jimmy Kimmel, but pretty close. And no, he made a statement about me and Jeffrey Epstein. I have nothing to do with that. I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. And in fact, if you look at the DOJ, they announced, they released 3 million pages. It's like this is all they're supposed to be doing. And frankly, the DOJ, I think, should just say, we have other things to do, because that whole thing has turned out, I mean, other than Bill Clinton and, Bill Gates and lots of people that there are a lot of questions about it, but nothing on me. But it was.
Mr. President, are you going to sue Trevor Noah? Last night in a
So, man. Apparently the Clintons are going to be, they do have to testify now. They've finally agreed or face arrest for contempt of Congress. Trump, he's a lousy host, right, Patty? You get Trump on your ass, and I mean, it don't matter if you were his biggest fan. He'll call you Marjorie Trader. He don't stop at Marjorie Trader. He goes to Marjorie Trader Brown. He goes, because when the green grass rots, it turns brown. Like, motherfucker, please. Or when Rob Reiner dies. He died because he was a piece of shit and made people mad. Like, what? They are dying to get Trump involved with Epstein. Yes, they are. Yeah, it's all very confusing at the top. At the top, there's clarity. At the bottom, it's just muddied waters. And so it's hard for us to kind of tell what's what. They know what's going on up there. They know. Everybody wants to blame Mom Domney for the trash.
Look at this. Look at this. This poor bastard ain't getting out until the spring. Look at this dirt a week after the snowstorm. Look at this dirty hole. Look at this. I don't know what this guy's gonna do. This guy, call your insurance company. Look at this dirt. Where's the mayor to clean this up? They got garbage everywhere, dirty snow. What do you do with this? Where's your shovel now, Mindami? Look at this. You know how many people fall, break their ankles? Look at this. This is new.
I'm not over there, so I don't have any context to that. I just kind of just saying, what do you expect? And first of all, the guy just became mayor. Whether you wanted a Muslim mayor or not, I get it. But the guy it's just like over here with Katie Wilson. They want to blame her for a shooting that happened the other day. It ain't her fault. A lot of this stuff has already been problems. I mean, and with that much snow and ice, what are you supposed to do with it? I mean, I get it. Like, I wouldn't want my car blocked either. I don't know. But I don't think blaming him and calling him a fucking scumbag or piece of shit or all this. I can't stand him either, Gen X. I'm trying not to say that, but I don't like Rappaport either. But even without that, I just don't like his take on this. I don't think it's fair. Mossada, what's the strawberry boss talking about this morning? What's up, See No Evil? just little bits of Epstein and this and that. We're getting ready to end it here pretty soon, actually, another half hour. I think I'm getting down to my last videos. See No Evil, you would know. What's your take on this? And yeah, I know he is a jerk. He's always, but besides that, take that out of the equation. What's your take on the city? Is it, this is normal? It's an impossible job to clean up, I don't know because I'm not there. I just kind of guess and say that guy is just a gaslighter. I'm at the point now where I'm not hating nobody because for nothing. I got to call balls and strikes. I'm not going to believe that Bad Bunny is a bad person and all this just because everybody is saying that he's this or he's that. I got to do my own research. I'm not watching any of that shit anyways. That's halftime, nothing. Could care less. I'm just saying. It's been 4 years since we had a big snowstorm. It's not a big deal. Okay. So there you have it. From somebody that, that's it right there. That's all I needed to hear. It's a normal thing. Even I've seen this other dude who's a YouTuber, he's like, it is what it is. He goes, it's disgusting. You get all the scum, just accumulates in the snow, but what are you going to do? It's just part of the process. It's a city. Do I want to play this? Pizzagate was a big deal 10 years ago. They all called us crazy when we talked about Pizzagate and Obama ordering $65,000 hot dogs. Come to find out, could be something to it. Apple announced that it is, and I think this has got to be a good thing. Apple just dropped the bomb. They're cranking out 19 billion chips right here in the United States, ditching foreign rare earth magnets for 100% American-made ones. Plus, every new iPhone and Apple Watch worldwide now uses cover glass made from Kentucky. Trump is standing there nodding like he owns the moment because he does. The tariffs are working.
To make 19 billion chips for Apple in 24 factories across 12 different states. Second, we're committed to buying American-made advanced rare earth magnets developed by MP Materials, which will become part of Apple's devices shipped around the world. MP is the only fully integrated rare earth producer in the United States, and with this partnership, they'll be significantly expanding their flagship facility in Fort Worth, Texas. We're also thrilled to work together on a cutting-edge rare earth recycling line in Mountain Pass, California. And third, in Kentucky, we've worked with our partners at Corning to build the world's largest and most advanced smartphone.
We don't need any more details. I think that's a good thing. I don't know too much about it, but I'm all for it. I could love in America. I do love America, but I could love in America. If this is the way we're going, at least we have these factories, where people could work. I think people liked working in the car factories, didn't they? They made good money. It's a living, people can have a family. They can have a life. Just bring the fucking price of shit down, housing in particular. Seeing who got the haircut. It's good about Apple, right? CG2, I think so. You are so pretty, Thindu. The prettiest, says Grateful. Oh. Thindu, you cracked me up yesterday. I don't know, was it on Tommy's show or it might have been on the Wind Down? Somebody said, why do you always pick on Mossada? You said because he's ugly or something like that. I was literally fucking in tears over here, fucking cracking up for no reason. I was like, oh my God, this fucking guy is too funny. If anybody deserves it, it's me. That's all I do is mess with you on your show. So, but yeah, what Thindu is doing at a barber shop is beyond us. That's about as big a mystery as Tommy Hollywood and the mustache. And what the fuck is going on with these people? You know what I mean? Barbershops and film studios. We ladies fight for Yosa. Thank you, CG2. Yep. I was dying too. It's fun over there watching you get. Yep. It wouldn't be the same if I didn't. That's why I do it. Between the explosion in Tennessee and the storm destruction in Carolina, of course, we have the rare earth metals now. Right? Yeah. And you are a very good sport about it, Osada. Well, of course. I mean, you know, I only snap once about every 3 months. And it's usually related to these videos, like these motherfuckers. What do we got here? Trump confirms the Epstein files just backfired massively on the left because they aren't about him.
We have other things to do because that whole thing has turned out. I mean, other than Bill Clinton and Bill Gates and lots of people that there are a lot of questions about it, but nothing on me. But it was even sort of better than that because they found that Jeffrey Epstein and this sleazebag writer named Michael Wolff were conspiring against Donald Trump to lose the election.
So just what I don't like about that in his 20 seconds right there is, if there was really victims and stuff that were really assaulted or whatever's going on, why are you caring about it not being about you? Okay, good. If it wasn't ever about you, then good. Don't you care about the people that were the garbage trucks outside? I was like, what the fuck is that noise? I just don't like it. I don't like the fact that he's gloating. Okay, if you're not messing with kids and underage, man, and especially if somebody that's got a daughter, and anybody that has a daughter, knows this. Like, it doesn't matter how old you get, man. There's a certain age. You don't mess with girls at a certain age, man. Out of respect for your daughter, your granddaughter, you just don't. If you're a good person, so everybody, I don't know. Everybody's got skeletons in their closet. Osada, I got to see that Columbine version. I got to see the Columbine version of Osada. No, we don't want to see that. See no evil. That's why I never bought a gun. I paid money because I had my gun rights taken away years ago, and I got them back. I had to pay like $1,200 to get them back. Then I decided I don't really want a gun. We don't want Osada to have a gun. You can tell me when he says, you know what, and grabs his phone, Osada is going to the bathroom. Yep, you already know. I'll tell you, it's a good thing I don't have a gun right now. I'll just say that right now because of what happened this last weekend. And I just can't get into it. But it's like, but you can always go buy one. I mean, now, like I said, I have the option to get one now if I need one. It only takes a few days to get one. But I'm just going to kind of go with the fact that somebody hot-headed like me doesn't need to be carrying around a gun in his vehicle type of thing. You know what I mean? Probably not a good idea. Just being honest. You hear too many stories about people in road rage and all this bullshit. I just don't need it in my life. I don't ever want to have to be responsible for that kind of shit. And, it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. After it's over and the smoke clears, the gun smoke clears, you're sitting in the courtroom or whatever. Fuck that shit, man. I don't need it in my life, especially in Washington. I couldn't even stand to date a guy 5 years younger than me. What in the actual fuck? Yeah, exactly, Patty. And I give people passes for 10 years. Even 15 years, at certain ages. Like, if you're 50 and 65, that's pushing it, but who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? If you're 45 and 60, who gives a fuck? At middle age, nobody cares anymore. You know what I mean? But there's just certain ages. Now when you get down to like, I'm 40 and I'm with a 20-something-year-old, now we're starting to give a fuck. Why are you wearing your hat backwards? Why do you have colored contact lenses? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? I mean, there's just all kinds of these. No offense if anybody wears their hat backwards. I'm just saying. I just pick up on these signs. Bill Belichick, for example, complete pedophile. You got to be. It's either that or he's just, that poor man is just a slave to handlers, you know. If anyone has a daughter or young child who's abused or worse, I am definitely wearing an orange jumpsuit. Yeah. Oh, I would too. See no evil. Trust me. I wouldn't even hesitate. Mossad, I wish you would email me what happened at the dentist. I know you probably don't want to talk about it though. Well, I'm just waiting, Patty, because I need a little bit more information. It wasn't anything real bad, because if it would have been, it would already be dealt with. But I just need to figure a few things out first. So I don't want to play my hand too early. I always dated older, Patty. Not always but trust me. Oh, it's not getting let go. It's not getting let go. I always dated older, Patty. Not always wisest choice either. It's about the person, not the age. Just my experience. Wet n Wild Thing Dude has the same fucking problem, right? You probably have all the young girls coming after you, Thing Dude. I already know. You know, you got all the, hot bartenders, and you got to beat them off with a stick. But you're a man, and you know how to say no. So, it's just weird. It's just weird. You know, and what's really weird, I guess this is the weirdest part about it, the most unsettling part about it. Okay. If you're 50 and you're with a 20-year-old, or you're 70 and you're with you, okay. It's not illegal. Fine. You get a pass. We're not going to execute you, whatever. Okay. But does it have to be put on the national spotlight? Does it really? Do we have to make it Bill Belichick? Of all the people, we're going to go with this. It has to be all these famous people have this weird fucking lifestyles and shit that they have to spotlight. If I would be completely, technically that's a legal relationship. She's over 18. He's over 18. It's fucking disgusting. In my opinion, I would just keep it off fucking TV. Why you're doing more damage by showing it, because it's like not being able to run a 4-minute mile until somebody breaks the 4-minute mark. You don't even know it's possible. So now you got all these sickos out there like, oh, what? I'm 70 and I can get me a fucking 24-year-old. What? All I need is a little Viagra. What? I mean, I don't think that's where we should go as a society. I think old people should be old people. They should be mentors and role models and places of safety for the young, even if they're not in your family. Not that you want to fuck them, but that's just my opinion. Let's see here. I mean, look at my channel. Is your hat backwards? Oh shit, Gen X. I knew that too. Well, no, it doesn't. That doesn't mean it's not. You know, because there's a lot of guys that wear their hat backwards, but there's just that's just one of the signs. So don't take offense to it. But you will see it a lot in certain guys. You know, and it's not. It's usually the guy that is like late 20s, early 30s that puts his hat backwards and tries to fit in with the high school crowd. That's the guy that I'm talking about. I agree. It's about the person. My hubby was younger, not way younger. Glad I gave it a chance. I agree. It's about the person. My hubby was younger. No. Yeah. In my mom and my stepdad was 12 years older. And I was with a lady that was 12 years older than me. She was a psycho. But yeah, no, I mean, it's possible. 12, there's nothing wrong with, with an age gap. It's just, there's just certain things, What happened? Did they ask you not to do your sales there? No, nothing with that. Nothing with that. My hubby is 7 years younger than me. I was not really into him when we met. It took me 17 years to decide he was safe to marry. 7 years? Yeah, that's not that bad at all. 7. But even that, yeah, no, I get it. I spent $180 on huckleberries yesterday. They come FedEx today. I just got a notification that they're out for delivery. I don't need no homeless stealing my huckleberries. I'll be fucking pissed. There's a Seahawks Super Bowl party tomorrow that I'll be attending. And I heard that there may be, who knows, Marshawn Lynch could be there. I didn't hear that, but you never know. I heard, I don't know, I want to say Lawrence Taylor. I don't know if he played for the Seahawks. The guy, I know he said he was talking to somebody, my buddy Chester. But I'll take pictures and I'll advertise about it. I'm not advertising about it right now on Facebook. And this is kind of a dick move. It is a dick move. I don't want anybody else that I know knowing that there's going to be a Super Bowl party there, because I don't want any other competition with any other vendors that would go because they found out from me, because that is a move between us vendors. You know, like, what you got going on? Let me check out your Facebook. Oh, you're going to be over there, huh? I didn't know that was going on. That type of thing. I don't want nobody coming to the Super Bowl party that doesn't already know that it's going to be there. I haven't been with another woman in over 40 years over here. I only knew one, my childhood sweetheart. Damn thing, dude. That's a rarity right there. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't get any better than that. You know what I mean? That's, you know, I think that's what people should shoot for. Is that realistic with social media and everything now? Maybe not, but, you know, I mean, I think they really just need to, instead of advertising about, you know, you can change your gender and all this, like really advertising. I seen this commercial about, they played it right when Trump became president, like about having kids, about being a family, and, you know, getting a house, and, you know. But I need to take a quick break and go use the restroom really quick. So I'm going to play another video here. Let me find something. Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, we'll do some Candace real quick. I'll be right back.
Both Erica and Charlie. I started with Charlie, and I'm just trying to confirm what had been said, public statements that were made from people in his inner circle about his whereabouts, also Erica's whereabouts. And unbelievably, I did not catch this, probably because nobody actually watches or listens to Josh Hammer, but he came out once I released the text message. I said it was on September 8th that he texted and said, "I'm abandoning the pro-Israel cause." Well, Josh Hammer came out and clarified that actually Charlie sent that text message on September 9th, the day before he died. Here's what Josh Hammer said in his own words. Take a listen.
Candace Owens seized on this totally out of context screenshot of Charlie Kirk being very upset that a Jewish donor was withholding his $2 million donation. And she used this as an attempt to say, oh, Josh Hammer's lying, that Charlie Kirk remained pro-Israel until his final moments.
Yeah.
But she's also holding aside that 2 hours after this screenshot, if you look at the timestamps, 2 hours after that, I and a few others were in a small Zoom chat, a small Zoom call with Charlie Kirk the night before he was killed, that Charlie organized. Charlie organized this Zoom call for the express purpose of trying to make sure that he had all the best answers, the best messaging advice for how to speak about Jewish-Christian relations and the Israel question on college campuses.
Okay, first and foremost, I just want to say he's so full of crap. The idea that Charlie had just gotten back from Korea and was like, oh, please help me, Josh Hammer. You're a complete idiot. Please help me learn how to speak to college students. Josh Hammer and a rabbi who lives in Israel. Like, there was nobody else available. You know what time it must have been in Israel for him to organize this call? Why is he?
Good old Candace Owens. Let's see here. Are huckleberries sour? No, huckleberries are freaking so delicious. Let me show you the company that I ordered them from, because they are extremely hard to get. You can only harvest them one time a year here in Washington, in Idaho, Montana. And then you have to deal with bears and bees and the weather and even finding them. They grow above elevation of between 5,000 and 7,000 feet is the magic number. And then you just have to know where they are. They only grow in the mountains. You can't get them to, you can't get the berries to fruit other than in the wild. It's weird. So they're very expensive. And this is the company that I get them from. And I just ordered these ones, the fresh frozen Idaho huckleberries. I buy 9 pounds at a time. That way you get free shipping. And it's $180 for 9 pounds of huckleberry. But they're see if I can move this up farther. Guess not. 5 times more antioxidants than blueberries. And it's kind of like a blueberry. And they are, I guess they're a little tart, but not sour. Your huckleberries are coming. You said yesterday you're going to order them. Did they? Yeah, they take 1 day. They'll come today in dry ice, just because the company's in Washington. You know, they only ship to certain states, and you have to do it like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so they can get it to you in time. Pain like Bane, hello. Super Bowl week, good time to make. Yep, for sure. Yeah, I got the Super Bowl party tomorrow, Friday. My normal day at the admin building. Saturday, I'm doing another wrestling tournament. Sunday, I'll be at a country market. And then Valentines after that. So why when I type Mossad in the chat, my comment is deleted? Really? I don't know. That's interesting if that's true. I still look at her like we're in our 20s. That's awesome, Dean Do. You look at her like you guys are in your 20s. She looks at you like you are a 90-year-old gremlin that smells like pizza, Marble Lights, and Tim Hortons. But yeah, I mean, I get it on your end. You know, it's just her that I feel bad for. You know what I mean? Can you imagine? I get them confused with gooseberries. I don't know what a gooseberry is. But if you're in the Pacific Northwest area, you have to order from this company. They have so many cool berries on here. I mean, berries that you've never heard of. Like, let's see here. What are the wild berries? We got huckleberries. We got lingonberries, wild lingonberries, frozen superberry antioxidant blend. So that's got to be like probably huckleberries and who knows what. We got bilberries, frozen wild bilberries, wild castleberry blend, wild mountain blackberries, wild elderberries, wild red huckleberries. Damn. $49 a pound. Or for £1.50 probably. And then wild mountain blueberries. They're even more expensive than the huckleberries, which is amazing. Those are just the wild berries. Now the gourmet berries, you've got black raspberries, super expensive. Marionberries, boysenberries, black currants, and Saskatoon berries. Let's see what else. Organic heirloom raspberries, organic tart cherries, organic blueberries, organic heirloom strawberries, organic aronia berries, pomegranate arils, organic peaches. They got all kinds of stuff here. Honeyberries, red currants, cranberries, mango chunks. I mean, they've got all buckthorn. Oh, here we go. Organic green gooseberries. Same price as the huckleberry patty. Organic rhubarb, golden raspberries, red gooseberries, and organic golden berries. So there's all kinds of berries. Berries. It's cool, Cena. You're my friend. We're all good. No need to apologize. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see here. Well, let us know when you actually get them. I bet you're a little on edge until you get your hands on them. Yeah, the cool thing is I can track them real time. But yeah, most definitely. Blackberries are amazing. Jerk. Talking about the 90-year-old. Let's see here. These smells great. Gooseberry is pretty sour green and look like large plums. Interesting. Yeah, I've never had those. Snozberries taste like snozberries, right? That's Willy Wonka, I believe. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to end it there. I think that's 2 hours. Tuesday, I gotta run to the store. I babysit today. Got to get my huckleberries. Get ready for that Super Bowl party tomorrow. I'm pretty much ready. I mean, I just need the huckleberries. I got everything else for the lemonade. Got to go buy strawberries tonight. Bake some shortcakes this evening. Just the usual. I'm going to make huckleberry cheesecakes, but I need the huckleberry first for that. So, Super Troopers. It was Super Troopers. Okay. I thought that was Willy Wonka. That's funny. Yes, Patty, thanks for hanging out. CG2, Gen X, Pain Like Bane, Thindu, Grateful, Sweet Tea, Donna's doing it. And everybody else. Still never got an answer from Tommy about what the hell with the Hollywood, or what are we doing over there? Are we making Goodfellas 2? I mean, that would be awesome. Could you imagine Tommy in Goodfellas 2? I'd watch that. He'd probably fuck it up with the Godfather music in there somehow, but it would be great. All right, guys, have a good one. We will see you next time.